What's cracking, people? Angelic Mayhem here. So, this is not going to be one of my other Path of Exile videos. This is actually going to be an experimental video. The reason why I wanted to put this together is because for the past couple of days, ever since the new patch just came out from Path of Exile, I have been keeping an eye on Reddit and a couple other locations to see what people have been doing with their Vaal Orbs. And it's been very interesting. For the most part, the reason why is because nobody really knows what a Vaal Orb is capable of. It just says modifying it unpredictably. And I've been trying to figure out exactly what that means. So I've been looking at, like what other people have done with their Vaal Orbs to see what they can do. For the most part, I think I've been able to kind of narrow down the probabilities that you can get with Vaal Orbs. But what I want to do is kind of create an area where people can come and, like literally write in the comments below what happened when they used their Vaal Orb, all right? And hopefully together we can kind of figure out what these things do and what they're capable of. So based on what I've seen on Reddit and in the other places where I've been looking, here's what I know about Vaal Orbs, okay? First of all, a Vaal Orb, when you use it, it corrupts an item, which means that it is permanently however the Vaal Orb has left it, okay? You can never change it again. You can't change the color of the sockets, the number of the sockets, the links of the sockets. You can't change any of the properties. That's it. That bow or whatever it is that you have used the Vaal Orb on is permanently like that forever, okay? So with that in mind, I would suggest to you that using a Vaal Orb on your most valuable property is probably not a good idea, okay? Not at least until we get a good grasp on what these things do. So what do these things do? Well, I have seen probably 40 to 50 different Vaal Orb results. And I will break them down this way, okay? So we have, let's say we have an item like this, okay? And you can see it says plus 15 life gain for each enemy hit by your attacks, all right? And that's kind of like the base property of this particular item. And then the items below it are the modifiers that, come up as a result of making it rare or magic or whatever. The base property seems to be the one thing that the Vaal Orb changes the most. I would say maybe 40 to 50% of the time, that plus 15 life gained will change to be something else. What does it change to is entirely unpredictable. I have seen several items where it has changed to, let's say, like plus 13 to 15 chaos damage, or plus, it does a lot of chaos damage and things like that. So that would be the first thing. The second thing that I've seen that has been likely is when people have been using it on the unique items, by changing these properties, so for instance it says like 61% increased physical damage. If that property changes, this bow is no longer a unique bow, so it becomes a rare item. Okay, so that's one of the most dangerous side of things, is that it can change it so unpredictably that it actually makes it no longer a unique item. It turns it instead into just a regular gold rare item. All right, so that is one of the things that I would caution you about. People are using it on their like their major unique items, like stuff that you never find, and that are so powerful, but then they use it on it and it just changes it and wipes it out completely, you know what I mean, like Cone's hearts and things like that. So I would kind of caution you against that. The third thing that is most likely, I would say maybe 10% of the time, is that it will change one of the colors of your sockets to be white, which means that you can stick either blue, green, or red items into that socket, which is useful, but it's not as useful as maybe getting something pretty major in the attack category or something like that. And then finally, the last thing that I've noticed that people have been using Vaal Orbs on is that they have been, going up to different stronghold chests, dropping the orb on the stronghold chest to turn everything inside of it corrupt, and then seeing what they get out of it that way. I actually think that that's a pretty good idea. Like, for instance, you can use this Vaal Orb on a gem, and if the gem supports the valve prefix, you can actually turn it into a Vaal gem. So, that's not actually a bad thing. Like, if you find a stronghold chest that has a bunch of gems in it, you could use the Vaal Orb to change all of those gems into Vaal gems, which could be very useful, in terms of modifying all of your other characters. So those are the things that I've noticed the most. Here's what I'm going to do for this. I actually have two identical bows, okay? They're almost 100% identical. And so I'm going to use it on the one that has the greens because obviously I can change the color of these later. And having 3 greens on a bow is usually best when you're, starting out an archer. This is a bow that you can start literally at level 1 and start to use. So I'm just going to use this on here. And so here we go. All right, so it corrupted the bow. It has changed it from a unique to just a regular gold bow, and it requires level 18 now. So it is significantly different. It left all of the sockets exactly the way they were, and it has just radically changed the entire bow, which is a result of it probably changed one of these 5 modifiers, and because it did, that could no longer be a unique bow, so it converted it over to be just a rare bow. 71% fizz damage. I mean, this is not a bad bow, especially for level 18. That's pretty good damage. The electricity is really what makes it. If I was doing an electrical archer, that would be pretty good. Some good boost to the crit chance. It's not bad. It's not bad. Really interesting. I like the Vaal gem idea, or I'm sorry, the Vaal Orb idea. I think that it's very cool. I think that you should probably hold on to them for the stronghold boxes though, because I think that, I don't know, in terms of payoff, I think that it would be better. But in the description below, if you have used any Vaal Orbs, I'd like to know what happened with your stuff. If you used it on a rare or if you used it on a unique, what the results were, just so that I can kind of get a handle on what these things are all about. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, share it with your friends, subscribe to my YouTube channel, or smash that like button. And I'll catch you next time.
Yo, what's up guys? How's it going? Colby Cheese here. And I wanted to go ahead and share some theories I had with you guys about some of the upcoming Sacrifice of the Vaal content. Now, we've had about 3 teaser screenshots so far, and a couple of them have shown off this new corrupted stat on gear that I would like to talk about. And so let me jump over onto the screenshot and I'll give you my theory on just what this new corrupted stat might be. So as you can see in the screenshot, you have a Blackheart Iron Ring that has the corrupted stat on it. So this indicates that, of course, you can have pretty much anything be corrupted, and the reason for this is we saw like a rare sword that was corrupted, and it had a white socket on it. This particular thing here is corrupted, and instead of the 1 to 4 damage that is usually on the implicit, we see a 5% increased cast speed. So what that leads me to believe is that this new corrupted stat is not something that is just going to happen randomly. Instead, I think that they're adding a new currency item to the game. For example, a corrupted orb. So my assumption is that this new corrupted orb is a currency item which you can apply to any item, and it will reroll pretty much anything chaotically at random on that item, whether that be a socket, it rerolls a socket color, or perhaps it rerolls the implicit mod, or even one of the stats on the item itself, perhaps. And the reason I believe this is because of the differences in the 2 items, and also I believe that because of the fact that it would fill an interesting crafting niche. So let's say in the past, well, currently, if you want to roll a really good item, what you have to do is you have to, start off with alterating it, and then you have to regal it, and then you have to exalt it. A lot of times you have to throw on Eternals on there to get the perfect roll, Eternal Exalt, Eternal Exalt. But what happens whenever what happens if you find an item that's got 6 properties on it already, and most of those properties are things that you would really like to have, but one of those stats you need to re-roll. Sometimes this can ruin an item completely. You can't even use it. because it it needs one other stat to be really good. With this new corrupted orb idea, you could take an item that's really good except for like one, maybe two stats, and you can do your eternal on it, and then you can do the corrupted orb and hope that it will re-roll that one stat that you need into something usable. So this is my theory. Corrupted orbs will allow you to potentially chaotically re-roll an unwanted stat on an item, for example, and perhaps you'll get something cool out of it. But I don't know. That's just my theory, and it's very interesting. There's also, of course, a lot of other really cool things to look at from these screenshots. For example, this is in mudflats, and they've added some little dock area here. What is this? Going to be like some fishing area? Huh? I don't know. Leading to a new zone, perhaps? This little red hue indicates there might be some kind of crazy portal at the end. Maybe there's a portal that opens up a new zone. I'm not sure. Also, the fact that there is a red glowy gem here. Can you corrupt gems as well? Or is this a new type of gem with a new powerful spell that is going to be added for the game? All of these things are questions I cannot answer. It's only theories at the time, but either way, I'm excited for the new content, and I hope you guys enjoyed listening to my little theory craft talk here. And I look forward to seeing you guys on stream in a little bit as I go through and finish off the last of the challenges and perhaps even jump into my Dark Souls Hardcore Challenge. So catch you guys on the stream over at twitch.tv/ColbyCheese. And once again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys around. Peace out.